Have you ever noticed that you're always there for others, but when you need someone, it's suddenly quiet? Have you ever said yes just to keep the peace, even when your heart whispered, "Not again"? If so, this story is for you. Because sometimes being kind without limits doesn't make life peaceful, it makes it heavy. Once, in a small seaside town, there lived a man named Daniel. Everyone knew Daniel. He was kind, reliable, and always ready to help. If someone's boat got stuck on the shore, call Daniel. If a friend needed to move furniture, call Daniel. If someone needed advice, a favor, or just company, call Daniel. He never said no. He believed helping people made him good. And maybe it did. But slowly, Daniel's own life started to disappear. His fishing nets were torn. His small house leaked when it rained, but he was always busy fixing someone else's problem. Every night, he came home exhausted, salt on his skin, and his old father would sigh, "Daniel, you fix everyone's boats, but when will you fix your own?" Daniel smiled faintly. "One day they'll remember my kindness, Dad." But that day never came. One morning, the sky turned gray, and the wind roared from the sea. The villagers rushed to pull their boats to safety. Daniel ran too, but not to his own. His friend Liam had called for help. "Daniel, my boat's still in the water." Daniel ran without thinking. They struggled against the waves, pulling ropes, shouting. By the time the storm hit, Liam's boat was safe, but Daniel's? It was gone, broken and carried away by the tide. That night, Daniel sat by the shore, watching the empty space where his boat once was. The waves whispered what he didn't want to admit. He saved everyone else's dream and lost his own. The next morning, Daniel went to visit Elder Nora, a wise woman who lived on a hill overlooking the sea. "Nora," he said quietly, "I don't understand. I help everyone, but I feel empty. Why does being good hurt so much?" Nora smiled gently and pointed to a lantern beside her. "This lamp gives light to everyone in the dark," she said. "But what happens when it forgets to refill its own oil?" Daniel thought for a while. "It burns out," he whispered. "Exactly," Nora said. "Kindness without boundaries burns you from within." She gave him a task. For the next 7 days, before you say yes, ask yourself, "Do I have the strength for this right now?" If the answer's no, say, "Not today." You'll see what changes. The next day, Liam came running again. "Daniel, can you help me paint my fence?" Daniel looked at his torn nets in his tired hands. He took a breath. "I'm sorry, Liam, not today. My boat needs rebuilding." Liam blinked, surprised. "You're saying no?" Daniel nodded softly. "Yes, not because I don't care, but because I finally do, for myself." He spent that day mending his nets, quietly, peacefully. And when the sun set, for the first time in months, he felt light. The following days, Daniel said no a few more times. Not rudely, just calmly. And something strange happened. The guilt faded, and peace took its place. He fixed his roof. He repaired his boat. He even sat by the sea just to watch the sunset, something he hadn't done in years. When the next storm came, Daniel was ready. His boat was safe. His home was strong. He didn't need to ask for help. He had given it to himself first. Weeks later, Liam visited. He looked at Daniel's repaired boat and said, "You've changed, my friend." Daniel smiled. "Maybe I didn't change. Maybe I just stopped breaking myself to hold others." Elder Nora's words echoed in his heart. When you stop saying yes to everything, you finally say yes to yourself. So, my friend, are you like Daniel? Always available, always tired, always waiting to be seen? Remember, you're not selfish for saying no. You're simply giving your best to the person who needs you most. You. Because people don't respect what you give endlessly. They respect what you protect wisely. Protect your time. Protect your peace. Protect your energy. And if this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Tiny Life Lessons, where every short story helps you learn English and learn life. Thank you for listening. And remember, you can be kind without being everywhere. Be kind and still be yours.